Oh man, I'm connected. Hey everybody. Oh, let's look at a little classic here. Zazoo Plazz, Sunday afternoon, January 16th, 2022. Zazoo Plazz report out here in the beautiful woods. I don't know if you can hear. There were just people out there on the ice. Oh, they're still out there. They were playing hockey. Getting ready to go now. Yep, they're still playing hockey. And I was shocked when I first came out here. First, it's only like 4:45 or something. It's nice and early, and it's nice and light out. The sun's over there. Oh, it's a good afternoon. The pond is frozen solid, and I was surprised when I came out here to see people skating, because I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that the ice was solid. And one of my favorite things is ice skating. I remember when I was a little kid, my dad taught me to skate. I think he took me to the pond in our neighborhood, where I grew up, just east of Hartford. East of Hartford. And I think he had like a little chair or something for me to hold. Or like the first or second time he took me out, I was skating around holding on to the back of the chair. And then sooner or later, pretty soon, I didn't need the chair at all, and I was flying. I used to go, he took me everywhere. We had a huge hill at this place, at this park, big park in our town. And I had one of those, sleds with the wooden sleds, the old school style. They went really fast. Not like today, the ones my kids grew up with, the plastic discs and stuff like that, which are still pretty good, but they're like, there's this great hill in our town here that I used to take the boys to. They had a great time flying down that hill. There's a little kid on 2 doors down from me, and I saw him. He's in his front yard sliding down this little hill. Donk. He's like, I said, hey, have your dad take you to that big hill across from the police station. It's huge. My kid goes there, my youngest son. His friends go there at night, though. And there's enough light from the surrounding, houses and stuff so that they can see, but they don't care. They throw themselves down that hill. So, I don't know. I guess this is a good lead-in for today. Because that to me, that's life. The first time you see the snow in winter, my dog, whatever, see the ice, wow. That's why I can never live anywhere like it's warm all the time, because I would get so bored. It's that shock, the shock of seeing, ooh, ice. And if it's icy all the time, then you don't get that. So that's part of life. And today I want to talk about gifts. I want to talk about gifts and diamonds and not holding back the best wine. So I guess it's all related. So I wanted to wish a happy 100th birthday tomorrow. My Aunt Georgia, who I talk about in my book, that's her in the red there. Now this was 2001. It was, September 2001. The week before, the world changed. But my cousin got married. And that was at their wedding. My aunt, my dad's sister, and her husband there, who was actually her third husband, I think. Yeah. But, they've been married for, I don't know, 20, 25, a while. Um, but he's turning 100. He's a bit older than she is. I think she's not quite 90, 80, 89. So, she's a spring chicken. You robbed the crib. Um, yeah, so he's born the exact same day as Betty White, who just passed away. May she rest in peace. She would have been 100 the same day as G, my aunt's husband. Now, he's quite a character. So, there was to be a party for him this afternoon. There probably still was. But because of the current situation in society here, there was a lot of precautions and this and that, and a lot of fear surrounding, him not getting sick and so forth. So they said, well, okay, they were just going to have a small gathering, and a lot of people, said, we'll see you when the weather gets warmer. We can gather outside. But his daughter, I think it's his daughter, who invited everybody. She invited like 70 people. She's like, no gifts. Don't you dare bring a gift to this party. Yeah, that doesn't sit well with me. So what I did was I made G a nice card with, 100 and everything, because I make cards. That's what I do. And I put them there. And I put that picture. I scanned that picture, and I put it inside the card with the words. And it was a, Plazz Productions card. I subscribed to this online digital card service where you pay so much. You pay for their templates, and then you can put your own words and pictures and gussy it up. You can't sell the cards, but you can send them to people. So that's what I do. So that's what I did. I sent him a card. When somebody says, when you go to a wedding, or a party, or some celebration, and somebody says, don't you dare bring a gift, you gotta make it, I'm like, I don't know about that. Don't tell me I can't bring my gift. That just sits wrong with me. I'm sorry, it gets me. My parents, we threw them, actually they kind of threw themselves a 50th wedding anniversary party a few years ago. They also had a 60th diamond anniversary party in 2019 before my mom kind of got sick and things changed in the world, which was nice. But, for their 50th, and they invited like everybody went. And my mother was of the same sentiment, but she told people, if you're going to bring a donation to the local food bank, and people brought gifts also. They brought mostly cards and, maybe a gift card or something, whatever. So we had I put out a little basket with a card. And then we had a big box, and people brought cans and all kinds of boxes of food. And we brought, in their honor, we brought the big box over to the food pantry. And, it was very nice. So, I guess the tone in which you say things sometimes, can be construed the wrong way. And don't we all do it, though? Stay away from me. Don't you dare come near me. Don't you dare, say anything, do anything, raise your voice, speak your truth. Don't you dare. So I'm gonna talk. I always, so getting on the subject of gifts, I thought it was so cool. My friend MJ, who I've known since we were in kindergarten, she came yesterday, and we exchanged our Christmas gifts because she, hadn't been feeling well over the holidays and she didn't get a chance to come by. And so it turned out we gave each other the gifts that we had both secretly wanted. We're kind of like, I said, I was watching all the birds in our yard and I was thinking, gee, wouldn't it be great, guys, if we had like a bird feeder or some bird seed to put out. She gets me a wreath of bird seed. Thank you, my friend, to put out for the birds. And she had bought somebody, that store where they sell all the body lotions and shower gels that smell really nice, and you get stuck in there and you're like smelling everything and putting the lotion on your hands and yeah, that's like one of my favorite places. But I don't go there anymore. My husband picks stuff out for me that he knows that I would like and gives it to me. So she had bought herself some, and some other people some stuff. But she had bought some spray of this one. It was called Peace, and she's all into like the Grateful Dead, and she's like a hippie chick. So hippie-ish chick. And we're the same age. She's older than me. She's always going to be older than me by 11 months, about a year. So I had bought her that same body lotion that she wanted, but she didn't get for herself. So we're kind of linked that way. Every year, since we were kids, not since we were kids, but like since my kids have been young, she comes over with gifts for the boys, and we give each other a little something, and I give her some. And her birthday is 4 days after Christmas, so I always give her something little, like I gave her some tea. And she had just finished this nutcracker tea that I gave her. She just finished the last bag, and I gave her a new box. She's like, how did you know? See, that's the kind of gift giving I like, where the person, well, like the conductor in the Polar Express said, there's no greater gift than friendship, right? That's what he says to the little boy who, is like the narrator, the main character. I've been thinking about that lately. I've been thinking about the gift of friendship and about all of our gifts, really what we're here to do. And as usual, I get my jump start from the Bible readings. And it was, there are many gifts in the one Spirit, which has always inspired me, if you think about it. You can't keep people from bringing their gifts. Even if you tie them up, put a bag over their head, and no matter what you try to do to people, they will still shine through, right? Their diamonds will still shine, because nobody can take that away from you, right? That's why we shouldn't be afraid to share our gifts, because no matter what anybody says about us, nobody can take that away. It's intrinsic to who we are. And it's amazing. The wedding at Cana, right? About how Jesus is just there with his mom, and she said, hey, they're out of wine. He's like, typical son. Well, what do you want me to do about it? It's not my thing. What? And like a mom, you know what you have to do. He's like, oh, Mom, really? Do I have to do that now? I'm just like chilling at the wedding with my friends, and so you can see like my 18-year-old son, like, get up, put your laundry away. Like, oh, really? You know what you have to do? I'll just leave it right there. And that's the thing with adult kids, they're living in your house. But a mother knows how to get to them. You know what you have to do. I'm not going to say anything. So then he goes and does the miracle and turns the water to wine, and it's like, okay, So, and then the guy tastes it, the guy who's serving, right, the head waiter. Wow, this is good stuff. Usually, most people, they try to impress the guests at the wedding. They bring out the good wine and then let people get trashed and then, bring out the cheap stuff. Well, not at our wedding. We had a picture of me, my husband and me. We're coming out of the wedding. We have we had so much wine and all kinds of alcohol, but we had to pay for it. We had to buy it all, and then we had a big box. We're coming out of the wedding with this big box of booze, which most of it we still have because we never drank. But we wanted our friends to have a good time at our wedding, our friends and our family. So we put out our best, and it wasn't so that, they say, wow, Lizzie and Gary, they're something else. And it's not for our own personal reputation, but rather so that, at this one moment in time that we had gathered everyone, we wanted it to be a sparkling moment. We wanted people to enjoy themselves, to give their gifts, whether it be, the gift of telling a story, like my husband's uncle, the priest, got up and, told that he co-celebrated the Mass, but he told some stories at the wedding, are on our video and we'll always remember. Somebody else, his friend got up there and caught the garter with one hand, holding on to a drink with the other hand. Many gifts, right? My little 1-year-old cousin's daughter, she's a dancer now. She's out there dancing a love shack, in her little shoes that had paper stuffed in the toes, so she couldn't move her little feet. It hurt too much. Somebody was trying to keep her from expressing her gift, which was dance. Whatever. And then my other cousin's other daughter was the flower girl. She didn't throw a single petal. And we thought, gee, somebody told her, don't throw any petals. Well, she's an actress now. She went down that aisle with so much, the Broadway actress she is. Didn't throw a single petal, but the suspense was, very enticing. Oh, 4-year-old. So anyway, and how many times do we say, well, that's not my job? You want me to do that? No, I'm too comfortable, right? I'm talking about myself here. I have to make the next step in my business to get Zazoo Plazz out there. And I've been dragging my feet. How many times do we do that? We hold ourselves back, and we think it's somebody else holding us back, So don't you dare. Yeah, well, maybe it is. It's somebody who said, don't you dare give gifts. Give your gifts, Shove them back down in your pocket. He doesn't need your gifts. The world doesn't need your gifts. Well, the very fact is, yes, they do. The world needs your gifts. This is what's recently been occurring to me, because I read my own stuff and I say, wow, this is really great. And I've just been starting to realize, wouldn't that be selfish of me not to share this with the world? Not because I want them to be impressed, great wine that I have to serve, which is my writing and my speaking and, all that I have to offer. Yeah, and it's a little bit late in the wedding to serve it, right? But the best, right? The wine gets better with age. It gets better. The wisdom that we have to share, some of us speaking form, some of us teaching, some of us, however we express our diamonds. how often are we the one who hold ourselves back and say, well, I get out there on social media, somebody might criticize me. Somebody might say, what are you doing? But you know what? Then that just means I still have more to give, right? That one person's opinion of my gifts is not going to stop the flow. It's not going to stop. Because I have an infinite reservoir of love and stories and funny stuff to share with the world, right? The only person, if I consent, if I say, you know what, you're right, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm hurting myself. And I'm hurting all the other people who might appreciate reading my stuff or hearing my voice. Something you have to say, something you have to give might make the difference in someone's life. It might save someone's life or turn it around in ways you can't imagine. Yeah. For all the people out there, and the forces within us really is the worst of it. Whatever we hold inside us that we let keep ourselves back, there are also legions more angels and guides rooting for us and people in our lives who are there to say, share the wine, share your gifts. Don't hold them back. Now's the time. And I was thinking what came to me when I was, preparing my notes for today. I kept thinking about that Sheryl Crow song about the little bird. What is the Sheryl Crow song? The little bird. It's called Diamond Road. And the couple of the lyrics, little bird, what's troubling you? With broken wing, is something about with broken wings you'll learn to fly. Pull yourself out of the tide and begin to dream. Begin the dream again. So beautiful. So she said it might take us a little while to do this, but we have to believe. And in the meantime, we can't miss the beautiful diamonds, the beautiful opportunities around us. Like a beautiful day, a beautiful winter day. You can find lots of reasons not to share your gifts. Well, somebody told me da 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 da. Somebody ba 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 ba. Well, once when I was little, somebody, I said something and somebody's, well, maybe that person also shared their gifts when they were little, and somebody went to them. Did you ever stop and think about that? And if nobody ever shares their gifts, then there's just going to be a bunch of people going around going, and there won't be any light in the world. So think about that. I was just thinking, there was a little book I read my kids when they were little. And I guess I probably enjoyed it more than they did, or just as much, but because we read a lot of books. But it was something like, and I'll look up the author. It was, what if everybody did that? And it had people like throwing trash out their cars. It's like, well, it's not a big deal, like what do you want? Why are you getting so worked up? But what if everybody did that? And then the next scene is like all this garbage, and people can't even like see where they're going because there's so much garbage. So what if everybody didn't do that? Is what I was thinking. What if nobody shared their gifts? What a awful, scary, cold world that would be, huh? But I mean, there are multitudes of gifts. If you don't like what one particular person is sharing, go and look at something else that's more your fancy. You know, the important thing is not to look at what anybody else is doing and compare yourself. You know, I used to do that a lot. And now what I take in is just what inspires me and feeds me. I read authors whose, I'm just going to share one little story before I close. My dad, he's been reading a lot this winter and going through my mom's books and things. And I had lent him the Mitch album books that I had, Tuesdays with Morrie and The 5 People You Meet in Heaven, because he's one of my favorite authors. I love his style of writing. I love just his characters and everything. I'm a big fan. So he said the other night I called him up and he was on the last page of Tuesdays with Morrie, and kind of had a little frog in his throat because, it's so sad. And but by the end, we were talking and I got him laughing and but see, those are the kind of moments that, the serendipitous moments that those are my diamonds, that reaching a level of connection with the people in my life that says, I am paying attention, I'm not missing the diamond, right? That's proof for me that I'm living my best life because I'm not letting any distractions. I'm perfectly clear on what I'm here to do, right? You know what you have to do. So footnote, he brought over the new, his new book, The Stranger in the Lifeboat, I think, Mitch Albom's new book. And I'm going to open it, and he had put the jacket on so that the book was upside down. The front of the book was in the back. And then he had a little card with the Sacred Heart of Jesus picture. And it said, Jesus, I believe in you, or something like this. I believe in you. And he had it, it tucked inside the book because I love that picture. That's my personal Jesus. So, it's just kind of a little thing. But I said, if he didn't do that on purpose, or did it was just, so I looked at him and he's laughing, because my dad is always the one that makes me laugh. He would do Mercury retrograde now. So he would do Mercury, little trickster things like that to make me laugh and go, So that's one of my dad's gifts. He gets it. Oh, it's so nice out here. So anyway, those are my little stories for the week, and I guess my little offering. And happy birthday, GR, and many more. You're an inspiration to all of us. And have a great week. Stay warm, cozy, stay well. I'm going to go back and make a lasagna for the boys before they go back to college. That's another one of my gifts. So I'm sorry I'd invite you, but I don't think there's going to be enough for everybody. Oh, I'm going to have some good wine with it. Till next week, Zazoo Plazz. See you later. Bye-bye.